Again, one year, the Buddha conducted a retreat at the Jeta Grove Monastery in the city of Shravasti. At that time, 7 or 8 disciples who were close friends were in a retreat at a certain village in the country of Koshala. These disciples thought, "At this retreat, what can we do together to make our stay here as easy as possible, and make it easy to make the rounds in alms receiving?" After pondering this for some time, they decided to maintain silence among themselves. The first person who returned from the alms receiving practice would prepare a place to sit, water for washing feet, and water for drinking. The others who returned later would alternately wash the bowl and clean the dining room, and anything that needed to be done would be done. If there were anything else to be done, hand signs would be used. No one was to speak a word. They decided to spend the rainy season in this manner. When the retreat ended, it was the custom for the disciples to meet in the presence of the Buddha. After terminating their 3 months retreat and putting away their bedding and mats, this group of disciples went to the Jeta Grove to pay their respects to the Buddha. The Buddha addressed his disciples, saying, "My disciples, how is your health? During this retreat, did you experience any deficiency or want? Were you able to pass the days in mutual harmony and peace? Did you feel any difficulties in your alms receiving?" This group of disciples told the Buddha they did not speak to each other during the retreat. Then the Buddha addressed all the disciples and gave the following teachings. "My disciples, these disciples, while living troubled lives, thought that they were living lives of tranquility and peace, living like animals, like wild sheep, and like mutual enemies. They thought they lived lives of tranquility and peace." Why did these disciples follow this precept of being deaf and dumb, in imitation of those who follow other teachings? Such action as this is not befitting a disciple of the Buddha. When the disciples of the Buddha gather together, they should either maintain a noble silence or talk about the Dharma. There is no need to follow the example of deaf and dumb people. Again, you must gather together when the retreat ends and perform pravarana. By pravarana is meant the correction by one's colleagues of one's erroneous actions during the retreat. My disciples, this pravarana should be performed in the following manner. A wise and capable disciple must consult with his fellow disciples, saying, "Most virtuous ones of the Saṅgha, please listen to me. Today is the pravarana, the day of self-reflection and confession. Let us conduct this self-reflection and confession if the Saṅgha is ready." This pravarana should commence with the elders and gradually go down to the newest disciples. The disciple of the highest rank must maintain physical dignity. Placing his right knee on the floor and the palms of his hands together, he should utter the following words. "My friends, I shall ask the Saṅgha for pravarana. If any of you has noticed any fault with my actions, if you have heard of anything I did wrong, or if there is any doubt in your mind about my actions, with compassion in your heart, please let me know. I shall strive to correct my fault." He must say this 3 times. The disciples of the highest rank thus finish, and then the other disciples, down to the newest disciple, repeat the same request. The pravarana will be conducted on 2 separate days. The first falls on the 15th day of the month when the retreat is concluded. This is the day of the full moon. If this is not possible, the pravarana will be performed the following month, on the day of the new moon. My disciples, on this day of pravarana, a person who knows that he has committed a transgression should not rely on another to point it out to him. So before pravarana, he must go to another disciple and confess his transgression and repent. If he doubts that he has committed a transgression, he must promise to correct his fault. Again, if a person recalls a transgression after the pravarana has commenced, he must turn to the person sitting next to him and say, "Friend, I have just recalled a transgression. After leaving this seat, I shall confess and ask forgiveness and will correct my fault." So saying, he must continue the pravarana. Suppose an occasion arose when everyone about to conduct the pravarana had committed transgressions. These disciples must choose a messenger from among themselves and send him to the nearest gathering of disciples, tell them of the transgressions committed, and then go through the pravarana.